Okay, just now here we have photoelectric effect. In class 11 we have photoelectric effect, and in class 12 we have Einstein's photoelectric effect. And just for class 11, now I'm going to write this Einstein. So now we know this is the experiment of Einstein. And just now we talk about here we need the light. If there is no light, this experiment will not be successful. Therefore, we need the light. So here, okay. And before we have to describe what is the frequency of light. And here, when we talk about light, there is so many scientists who propose their theory of light. Like some scientists, they said here if the light is in the form of a straight line and it heat here one of a certain surface, and then it reflect like this. Okay, and then for example, if this is not like this is maybe water or like a glass. This okay, this is the normal, and then it will it will deflect like this. Okay, some scientists they said like that, but some scientists they said light is not in a straight light, but it is a kind of wave nature, and in the form of light is in form of a particle, and then it's whenever the light is come, it's emit like in the form of wave nature, and so there is so many ways of the light to its theory. Here also we have this is the frequency of light, for example, and if this is the speed, here is the speed of light, and here is lambda is the wavelength, how much the light of the wavelength of light, and then if we calculate this one, we will get the frequency. Then the same here also 1 by t is times, how many times like that. And if we can count how many numbers of waves are here, if we can count, then also we can call the frequency. And here for example, from here experimental observation facts of photoelectric effect is, one is that this is the frequency, and then here also in order to eject this electron, here also it needs the frequency, and this is called the threshold. Here it's denoted like this, F, and like this, and this is called threshold frequency. This is the frequency of light. So here number one, it says that the frequency of the light must be greater than the threshold frequency. Only then this emission of electron will be processed in this experiment. If this threshold frequency is greater, for example, this frequency is greater than this one, so it will not happen the ejection of this frequency. That's okay. So that's the number one. And number two is the okay, whenever here also when we say when the light is emit, it's there is, because of the energy only, that it can heat this here. So this energy is observed that its energy is 1 by half mv square. Therefore, this is kinetic energy. Whenever there is a movement, or maybe it's a kinetic energy. Therefore, the greater of the light, the incident radiation. Incident radiation, the greater in kinetic energy of incident radiation, the greater of this the greater of the velocity, or the great here also velocity, the greater of the kinetic energy of the emission of electron. That's number 2. And then number 3 is that if the greater of a great force, or maybe a greater energy is incident in this metallic surface, and so many numbers of electrons will be ejected from this metallic surface. If the less or a small amount of energy is incident here, very less of electron will be ejected from this cathode. It means that if a small amount, for let's say here, here if we have zero like this, and then when the small amount of energy is heat, it will deflect like this. And then if we have the greater like this, it will deflect like this. Here, it will deflect like this. That is number 3. And then okay, whenever this frequency, the incident frequency is greater, and then here threshold frequency, even if this one is this frequency is bigger than or larger than this frequency, let's say this one is 2 and this one is 1, there is no difference between, but this one is greater. If the case is like that, the emission of this electron will be continuous. It means instantaneous. It will still keep on ejecting the electrons, and then even if this the current is small, it will keep on ejecting the electron, because this one is greater and then this one is smaller. If this one is small, greater than this, the ejection of electron will not be will stop in this circuit.